Okay, so good morning. We're gonna stay low and slow and do a few yummy, grounding yet opening poses today for a really good friend of mine that I love so much that needs a little love and attention in her shoulders and in her hips and in her heart. So I'm not even gonna lift up the computer, so because we're gonna stay close to the mat just for a few minutes. All right, let's get started. So I thought about staying really low and slow and getting grounded today, but also doing a few poses that will help open our shoulders. You know, we carry the whole weight of the world on our shoulders. We are essentially Atlas. And our shoulders are made up of three tiny little muscles as compared to this big pec muscle. So all day we abuse our shoulders. We sit like this. We sleep on our sides. I have terrible posture usually, so I'm usually like this most of the day, and most of us are, let's be real. So today we're going to try to take a little bit of that weight, a little bit of the world off our shoulders a little bit. I'm going to start by seated position. Get comfortable on the mat, no matter where you are. Just get comfortable and let there be no extra tension on the legs. And the way I do that is I look for a bolster or a blanket or a towel. And instead of sitting, I'll sit a little closer so you can see, but instead of sitting directly on the bolster like this with my thighs up, I try, or even I don't even want to sit directly on the bolster like this either, with my coccyx just planted firmly there and my sacrum kind of tucked. Because if you see what that does to my shoulders, I'm curling my back, I've got some extra tension on my legs that are dangling here. So what I really want to do is take my bolster, my blanket, whatever, and just tilt my sacrum forward a little bit so that it takes my lower belly and pushes it out just a little bit. And what it does to my legs, let's see if I can show you. What it does to your legs, if I'm just sitting like this comfortably, even if there's not a lot of tension here, really what's being grounded are these terribly ugly feet. That's the only thing being grounded here, my booty and my feet. And I want to get as many bones close to the earth as possible. And the way I can do that is to literally bolster. And I just roll it forward just a little bit under my coccyx. And so if you see that I'm not firmly planted on top of it, I'm using it to tilt my lower body here forward. And what it does to your legs is phenomenal. Look at the difference. Now my whole shins are firmly pressed into the ground and I am literally grounded. So that's just my little posture. So in being a terrible view, being grounded. So I'm literally sitting here in a nice position. You want to sit up tall, crown of the head pushing towards the top, towards the ceiling, and then these clavicles spread wide across your chest, shoulder blades actively pressing down, shoulders away from the ears, those blades back there kind of pinching in and rolling down the back. Comfortable position with your hands, but also it's important here to work on your breath. And I know it sounds silly because it's really the only thing that separates us from the people in the morgue is your breath, but instead of thrusting the head forward, send it back a little, and on an inhale, inhale, maybe tuck the chin a millimeter, just a tiny little bit, and you can feel as that lock takes place in the throat. I would be cool enough if I could remember the name of that lock. It starts with a J. It's going to allow the energy to come up to the top of your head, and then as you exhale, lift your chin just a hair and let it come out. So we're going to practice our breathing just for a minute. All right, so let's get started in Crocodile. One of my favorite yoga poses. We're going to do a relaxed, sleeping, maybe hibernating crocodile. And we're going to incorporate a full croc into each one of our little mini sun salutations today. Love me a lizard. So let's get started. And crocodile is just find a comfortable spot on your tummy. And put your heels kind of facing each other, splay your toes outward. Let your forehead melt into the mat. Your hands can go in front of you because we're going to do it as a little shoulder opener here. And let your fingertips touch opposite elbows. So my feet are relaxed. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. On an inhale, remove any clasp you have of your hands and bring your hands next to your chest here, and then inhale a little lift, keeping your legs how they are, and exhale forehead to the mat. We're just going to start working our spine, actively pressing the pads of your fingers into the mat, but also pressing those hands really close to your chest and try not to let your elbows split. Press your shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Couple more times. Take the toes, tuck them under by flipping them. Press through the hands, staying on your knees. And send the hips up and back to an extended child's pose. You're going to take 5 full breaths in an extended child's pose with your forehead down, hands pressing in. It's an active pose. If you have your chin up here, you're going to lock off that breath. So keep your forehead touching the mat, lifting the elbows if you need to, or letting them rest on the mat while I find out some good music. Go to look for some music. Guess who's text stalking me right now? My BFF Rachel. Shout out. How about some Spotify? Couple more breaths. You're still in child's pose, Rachel. Stop texting me and get on your mat. From child's pose, look up at your hands. Keep your hands pressed firmly into the mat, and we are just going to slide our chest forward, raising the hips. Keep that booty curled out. I call that Saturday booty. Plenty of time for Sunday booty. Today is Saturday booty. Chin up, chin up, chin up, and then just come back to crocodile. Big inhale, big exhale. Big inhale, big exhale. Plant the hands, flip the toes, child's pose. On an inhale, look at the hands. Plant the elbows onto the mat, Saturday booty. And then just come right back, crocodile pose. We're going to do this little flow for our shoulders. One more time before we incorporate something else. Hands next to your chest, chin up, send it back, child's pose. Full breath in child's pose. And then on an inhale, look at the hands, plant the elbows on the mat. Look at the fingers as you slink forward all the way, crocodile pose. I'm going to do it again. Already feel it in my shoulders. All right, plant the hands, flip the toes, put your chin up, send it, child's pose. Bring those toes back right underneath you. From child's pose, make the hands go out around you. Grab a hold of your heels. If you can't reach your heels here, scrunch in a little bit. Give yourself a little half child's half cat. So you tuck the chin, and then on an inhale, lift the hips to the sky, holding on to those heels, kind of a little half headstand, half child's pose. It's actually in asana, it is hare, as in a rabbit. Hold on to those heels, feel the stretch in your shoulders. Send it down. Send them out. Look up. You know where we're going. Crocodile. From crocodile here, lift your chin. Take your hands to behind your head and then send it back down. Lift up just the head and the shoulders all the way to your chest here, and then send it back down. Inhale, lift again. Try lifting the feet this time. Send it back down. Hold it. Sing it, Jane Seaberry. All right, laying it down. Hands go beside the hips. Or, sorry, beside the chest. Listen, my chest is going to be at my hips soon. All right, chin up. Push up just to child's. Look up, plant the elbows. We're sending it right back down. Crocodile. Take the hands, place them behind the head. On an inhale, lift everything up. 10, 9, 8, 7, lift higher. 6, 5, 4, 3, keep your eyes on the mat. 2, 1, down. Plant the hands, flip the toes, send it up. Tabletop pose. You tell I'm making this up as I go along. All right, so from tabletop pose, your shoulders are directly over your elbows, which are directly over your wrists, Hands are spread wide, pads pressing into the mat. Same thing back here, hips over knees. You know the drill. Tops of the feet planted firmly. Inhale as you sink the belly. Chest goes forward to the wall. Booty goes Saturday booty. And then tug in. Sunday booty. Howling cat. Inhale, move cow. Exhale, howling cat. 2 more. Alright. After your last exhale and pushing out all that air and howling cat, we're going to stretch our shoulders a little bit by taking the left hand to the center of the mat and just really getting grounded in the feet as we peel our right hand across our chest and reach up. Breathe here. Now send it down. You're going to thread this needle. You're going to bring that right arm in between the left forearm and the left thigh. Watch my left hand. It's going to go out in front of me. So I have 2 shoulders being stretched here. Be mindful of your hips if they're not splaying right or left. Square them off. Plant this hand really firmly. Inhale. Can you reach for your ear to touch the mat instead of the top of your head here? Boy, do I have some Shakti energy. Alright. Bring that left hand, press it up. You're going to send the right back up to the sky. We're not done with this little puppy yet. Now send it down. Just going to do the same thing on the other side. Nothing fancy here. Right hand plants firmly in the center of the mat. Left hand peels across the chest. You can follow it with your eyes if this is too much strain on a neck that's not been worked out properly or stretched or warmed up properly. Just keep your eyes on your fingers. Here, your right fingers. If it doesn't hurt your neck and you feel that delicious stretch by keeping your eyes on your left hand, do that. Whatever resonates with you, my love. Send it through. Thread that needle. Send your right arm out to the top of the mat. Stretch it tall. Don't let those hips play. Just be mindful of them. Tuck your bottom rib cage. Engage your core. Take your right hand, let it help you press yourself right back up into tabletop. Throw out a little wiggly here. Now, we're going to do a Ardha Trikonasana, which is hilarious. It sounds kind of like a sexually transmitted disease. Sorry, but it does. Right hand goes to the center of the mat. Right foot sways out to the outside, like the right edge of your mat. Left foot slides back, and then the whole pad of the foot plants on the earth. So I want a nice straight line from my shoulder here, and then I'm just going to find a half triangle. Don't try to get fancy yet. I know you can pick this leg up and send it back. Don't do that. Just be here for a minute. If this hurts your wrist, you're leaning too far over. Get a nice straight line, Beverly. Get your shit together, Bev. Dropped another cuss word. Not safe for children in this video. Okay. Fling that left foot out, right foot back. Peel that right hand across the chest. Beautiful half triangle. Did not fall asleep there. We are moving on. Shake it out. Give it a little wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so we're going to stay low today, just for shits and giggles. Another password. All right, inhale. That right foot back and up. When it's up, I want you to try to get that left hand up. Inhale, look up, or look forward. Exhale, knee to elbow. Do it a couple more times. That's enough. Let's do it on the other side. But first this time, we're just going to get blood flowing a little bit as we stay low and slow today. All right, so send the hips back to the heels. This time walk your hands, and we're going to sit up tall on the tops of our feet. If this hurts, find a bolster. Find something to keep this from hurting. I forgot to tell you, we're going to lean forward and flip those toes underneath us. We're going to stretch out our toes just for a second. So use the weight of your body to help you stretch out those toes a little bit. Inhale. Do mouth breathers. All right, plant it down. So from tabletop position, just inhale. And you can lean to the left if you need to, but inhale and just bring the right foot in between the hands, keeping that left foot nice and planted. You can pull it towards you, towards the right if you need more of the kickstand. And you're just going to place your right hand onto the top of your right thigh and let it help you bring your left hand up there. Inhale, big, exhale. So from here, if you need an additional support for your knee, do so now. I'll wait for you here. So just take your right toe and inch it forward, and then let this help you get a little stretch here in your thighs. Nice stretch. Feel it? All right, bring it back to a 90-degree angle as we inhale our hands up to the sky. So we're going to bring our hands to prayer, and then we're going to bring that prayer as we forward fold easily. And then send them right back up. Exhale, forward fold. I'm gonna fall. Inhale, send them up. A couple more times. If this hurts your knee, remember what to do. Support it, or by all means, come to a standing. But I'm staying low and slow today. I think I've said that 100 times. And then I'm gonna plant my hands, frame my foot, send it right back. Heels back. We're going to go to that little flow that I made up off the cuff, which is child's chin up, forward, crocodile, extended crocodile, sleeping croc, child's. Gorgeous. Send it up. Left foot goes in between the hands. Walk the hands out a little if you need to get a good stretch here. So Left hand on left thigh, right hand on right thigh. We're making triangles now with our legs, and then send it back to a nice square. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold to that inner thigh. I don't know if that's enough, but I think that's enough. Plan it down. Send it back. Child's. Chin up. All the way. Resting crop. Full crop. Resting crop. Hands planted. Child's. Look at your hands, press up, back to tabletop position. From tabletop position, take your right leg, send it back and to the right, plant the foot, pads of the foot, I don't know if you can see, but the whole pad of my foot is planted onto the earth and it's facing the top front of my mat. We're gonna inhale into a cow and exhale into a cat with our legs stretched out. You should feel this in your inner thigh. Right back there. Sing it, Taylor. We're going to do this until it doesn't hurt anymore. Trade legs. Foot planted, toes facing the center of the mat. Get grounded. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. I'm preparing you for a little hip stuff we're about to do. And check it twice. All right, send it back. Inhale, so get grounded first. Now inhale, the right foot goes to the outside of that right hand. You're just going to walk your hands out a little bit, and I just want you to sink forward as you look forward, and then walk it back. Move your hands a little further up this time. We're walking back. Further. Now, if you need to peel over to the knife edge of this to get more of a stretch, you can. Now I'm going to take it back. All the way back. Toe goes up. Inhale, chest down. Use your fingers here as support. You can use a block here if you need to. Walk it out. Forward. Hips sink. Chin goes forward. Little flow. Somebody asked me for a flow today. How's that feeling? Send it back. Woo! We're going to wash it clean with that little minions of flow that we made up. Hands to the back of the head. Inhale. Make it, be conscious to look down, or look down at your mat. Hands next to your chest. Child's pose. Look up at your hands. Jump to tabletop. Wiggle it out. Left foot outside of left hand. And just work it. Walk it An inch or two in front of you. My computer fell asleep. Walk it out an inch or two in front of you, and then send it back. Walk it out 3 or 4 inches in front of you, and then send it back. Walk it out way far in front. Peel over to the knife edge of that foot if you need to. Breathe here. Now we're going to send it back, and we're just going to send our left toe straight, chest to knee here. Don't slouch over. Keep a nice straight back if you can. And then we're just going to transition between this wonky lizard and this Ardha Hanumanasana. It's half monkey, half lizard. Slowing it down. Sending it back. Wiggle it out. Cross the legs here. Send the hips to the feet and then just flip it up in front of you. So in this position, again, we're going to stay with stretching out the hips just a little bit. In this position, just inhale, arms up. And then exhale, you're going to find a twist to one side, whatever is your favorite side. Look over that shoulder. I'm twisted to my left, looking over my left shoulder. Right hand on left knee. My left hand is about a foot behind me. Breathe here in this twist. As if you had any other option. Do it again, over here. All right, so from this position, take your feet out in front of you. Remove any of the extra flesh you have underneath your sits bones. Sit up nice and tall. Ta-da! So, no, this is Dandasana, just staff pose. So we're going to be straight as a staff. Inhale, and then exhale, lean forward, but don't collapse into your back or into those legs. Keep your back straight. Chin up and then lean forward as far as, even if you can only go this far. This is a hammy stretch. We're not seeing how far we can grab a hold of those, if we can grab a hold of those toes or not. We're just going to lean forward. And as you exhale, see if you're making room to lean a little bit closer. Come up. We're going to do a seated tree. Left foot stays straight. Right foot goes to the inside of that left thigh. I'll face you. So you're here. Inhale big. Exhale, you're going to lean just to the left, just to that knife edge of that left foot. Grab a hold of it if you can. I always take my left hand behind me. Okay, bring it up. And then we're going to flow. Our right hand floats behind us. Roll over by lifting your hips. Roll over and then just flip behind you. Oh. And do that again. And flow. On an inhale, make it big, make it big, make it big. Lift those hips up and then just curl the back. Nice stretch. One more time. All right. Change legs here. Inhale, lean. Feel this in my lower back. I hope you do too. Okay. So nice and tall. So we're going to do that little transition. Left hand goes behind you. Right hand goes to the air, rolling onto that left shin as we lift our hips up and back. You and me, babe. This is what we do. Okay, so we're going to do a little work on our shoulders. So I want you to lie full prostrate again, but we're not going to go to our favorite crocodile pose. We're going to go to, I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like Jesus pose if you ask me. Hands go straight out. Come to your right cheek. Plant the tops of your feet firmly into the mat. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Take your left hand and move it right next to your chest, elbow up, and use it to help you peel over onto that right side. Take your right foot in front of you, the whole pad of your foot onto the mat. So you should really feel this in that right shoulder. If this doesn't resonate with you, even just come up a little bit. So the way we feel this and open that shoulder is to, creepy crawly my fingers, moving my shoulder up and down to where I feel it the most. Breathe into that shoulder, my love. Show you what it looks like on the other side. Roll over. Trade cheeks. Right hand goes next to your chest. On an inhale, let it kickstand you. Right foot goes in front. So watch my hand here. I don't know if you can see it, but I incy wincy spider it up and back down. All right. From here, we've given ourselves lots of love. We're going to end today in crocodile because I love it. Heels go towards each other. Feet splay. Hands either splay out or above your head. You can even bring your forehead to one of your forearms. And just find gratitude. We spent a few minutes together even though it's on video. And we got our shoulders and our hips. Be here. Be here for a long time. I love you. I'm sending so much love to you right now. I hope you feel it. I hope you feel better about your day. I'll call you tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to call you right now.